Hey guys, Priscilla here. Welcome back to releasethecraftin and welcome back to Poevember. Today is day 19. I know where we are in the scheme of time and space. And the prompt for today is ghost. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I only did this project, not this prompt, this project because I wanted to make for the entire month of October a ghost in a jar. But I didn't want to make it a big ghost in the jar. So I had these little tiny jars and I was like, okay, I really want to put like a little tiny ghost in this little jar. And it was just an obsession I had and I just didn't get to it the entire month of October. So when I saw that the prompt was ghost, I was like, now is your time to shine. So does this have anything to do with Poevember and all the Gothic fun crafts that we've been making? No. Did I make it? Yes. Is it now part of Poevember canon? Yes. So here we are. I am starting out with my nemesis, air dry clay. I don't know why I chose to use air dry clay. It is my eternal nemesis. I could have just done this with Sculpey and been done in like 15 minutes, but no. Air dry clay. That's where we are. And there's nothing to it except that I got a piece of string and I needed to make little tiny tube shaped ghost. With like a little rounded top and a flat bottom. I eventually end up going back and trimming them down a little bit off camera so you guys don't see that because they were still a little bit too long. And even in the final result were a little bit too long, although part of that was just user error and not actual error on the ghosties. But yeah, it is what it is. And because I didn't want them to just be floating around in the jar by themselves, I added in a little bit of this moss. So I chopped it up so it would fit, added in a little bit of glue. This glue dries clear, so it worked out really well. And then I just sprinkled some moss in there and then used my really professional tool known as a chopstick to mash it down into the glue so it would adhere and stick to the bottom of the jar. And then I made a big mess. I continued to find scraps of moss for quite a while after this. And then I needed something to hang the ghost not only from my ears, because I'm making them into earrings, but also from the cork itself. So I'm using an eye pin and these two like little eye screws. Those are what they're called. And I'm using a little bit of E6000 just to make sure that they stick to the cork and don't fall out, because nothing is sadder than having like your little ghosty just drop off your ear. That would be the saddest thing in the world. So I am going to use a little bit of the E6000 and then just screw in the eye screw and then stick in the eye pin. And I trimmed down the eye pin a little bit so it wouldn't come out the top, but also so it would interfere with the screw portion. And then we have a little way to hook it inside the jar and a little way to hook it from the top. And I don't know why I did not record this closer. That's my bad, guys. Because look how tiny those little ghosts are. Ridiculous. But there's really nothing super complicated here because they're going to be inside the jar. Their image is going to be distorted anyways. It's a very tiny thing, so I didn't want it to be super detailed because it's so small. So I'm just painting them white with some gesso, mostly because this clay does dry white. It is like a weird flesh color that dries white. I have so many questions and concerns about it, but that is what it is. But because after I got done recording like that little section, I decided to roll them again after I cut them so that they would be smooth again, and realized that I still had little bits of moss on the craft mat, so it made them dirty. So I'm covering up the moss dirt with paint. That's essentially what's happening here. Unfortunately, because these are so small and I am being very light-handed with how much paint I'm putting on here. I'm not like globbing the paint on. They dry very quickly. And then here, I decided to dot some eyes on with a Posca pen, and you can see one of them is very crooked. I don't know why. So we have a little sideways eye ghost, and then another ghost whose eyes are just right. And I just committed to the bit. There's no reason to change it. I thought it was funny. It gave that ghost personality. And then for some reason, I decided to zoom in for this portion and then do most of it off screen. So, sorry. But right now, I'm just trying to judge how much of the thread I need to leave in order to tie it to the inside of the jar so the ghost can dangle around. The answer was more than I actually, less than I actually did. So, I could have actually just tied that ghost flush to the top and it would have been just fine. You'll see it in the final result, because I'm sorry, I don't know why. I was like, I'm going to zoom in so they can see better, and then I just had to get it close to my face to see it, so you guys can't see what I'm doing. But I promise you I am tying a knot. That's all I'm doing off the screen. I'm a professional. But, at the end result was that they're still, like, in the moss more than I want them to be, so they don't dangle quite as freely as I would like. So, you know, however much you think it needs to hang, like, cinch up a little bit on that, and I think you'll get the right measurement. I think if I make these again, and I probably will, this is fun, I'll keep that in mind as I'm tying this in there. They're still really cute, though. Like, they aren't flying around in the jar the way that I want, but they're still a ghost in the jar, and it still works. So I do really like them, and you guys will see in the close-up here how cute they are after I get them onto some earring hooks. Apparently, I forgot that I did this step on camera. So, yeah, we're going to attach some earring hooks. I didn't want to add a bead or anything else in between, because I didn't want it to be super overly complicated. I just wanted to put a little ghost in a jar. That was the goal, and that's what we accomplished. So, yeah, that's everything for me for this one, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this. Definitely check out the hashtag Poevember24, see what everyone else is up to, and come back tomorrow and see what we make. Until then, guys, happy crafting. Bye!